everybody, welcome back to another Middle Tennessee Geek. I'm Matt, and as you can tell, I'm currently on the road, heading up to Owensboro, Kentucky again. If you recall, last year I drove up there for the Owensboro Comic Toy Show or convention last year to meet Austin St. John and David Fielding. This year they got a couple more Power Rangers from Jason Font and Michael Copon, I'm not sure how you say it, but family didn't want to come on this trip because it's an early rise to get up there and to get back at a decent time because it's a 3-hour drive. But the first leg of it is all back roads and whatnot, just because it's old roadage for where I live at to get up there. But once we hit that final hour, it's all state highway, so it goes pretty quick. So yeah, I'm excited. They got some good guests this time. Unfortunately, Ray Park canceled at the last minute, and which sucks because I specifically ordered a figure that just came out, early, and put a rush on getting it so I could have it in time to take, and sadly canceled. The figure came in time, but it is what it is. And maybe one day. But yeah, we're head up there. We've got some other ones I may stop in and check out. Billy West, man of many voices. Currently he does still the role of Fry on Futurama, and among other voices that he does on that show. Very legendary voice actor there. And 90s star from Step by Step, Patrick Duffy. He played the dad, Frank Lambert. Now for the older generation, he played in Dallas, I believe. That was before my time in the original series. Not sure what all he's done before then, but again, I'm a 90s kid. I love Step by Step, and rewatched it not too long ago. So I may check him out. There's all kinds of others up there this trip. So, but those are just the ones that kind of piqued my interest as far as anything. But yeah, I picked up a few items last year from one vendor, so I hope that same vendor is still here this year, and I'll check them out. Hopefully I pick some more stuff up. But yeah, I'm only starting the trip, so I still got a little over 2 hours left, and we'll see what we can do once we get there. Alright guys, so we're here at the Owensboro Convention Center. Such a beautiful convention center. That's why I don't mind making the drive. And just look at it. And it's right on the river. Got this statue right here, Kentucky Kid. I'm familiar with that. I have to look into that. But yeah. Let's get inside and get checked in. Alright guys, because the music in the background on these videos, I have to cut it out or YouTube will flag me and not let me play it. So let's just kind of walk through this, taking just a look around at some of these vendors. Of course, we found Power Ranger toys at the first. I know my video is not great, so I apologize, but I believe that's maybe a 90s one. And then we got I'm going awful fast. I gotta slow down, I'm learning. And let's take a look here, what we got. We got some McFarlane figures. I know I'm going through awful quick. Marvel Legends. And we got some Mecha, looks like, I believe. I can't recall what that is. More McFarlane. Alright guys, so I've been here for about 20 minutes. I actually got here a little late. I got here about 10:30. Doors opened at 10 for general admission. And I think around 9:30 for VIP. Both Jason Font and Michael Copon are not here yet. So, I don't know. We'll see how long it takes them to get here. Actually, I do find out what ends up happening, but let's get to that. Looking at some other figures here. Actually, still it's the same vendor. He had probably the most selection. I actually bought some from him when he was in Huntsville this past year. And we got some superstars, more Marvel, more WWE, UFC, the Indiana Jones figures. Guys, looking around, there's a lot of the headliners that are not here yet. And it's already past 11. I think the show opened up at 9:30. I don't know. It drove 3 hours to be here, so hopefully they show up soon. And I'm still going way too fast. These are all Super 7 figures. I know it's probably going too fast to show what's on the tags. More NECA. Turtles. Our boy Trippin' Number Toys loves his turtles. Got more Super 7 still in boxes. And we found this bin, just kind of looking through it a little bit. So found some Power Rangers toys that are kind of overpriced. So just kind of look through that. Let's see what we got there. Yeah. And just to add to it, this show feels a lot smaller than it did last year. There's less vendors. It seems like less guests. Lines aren't bad at all. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe they just waited too long to start posting and advertising, because it wasn't until June when they did. So I've kind of looked at everything already. Surprisingly, I've not been here that long, so we'll keep trying. We got our Star Wars figures that we found here. Just a pan shot of them. I know I'm going way too fast here. I've got to learn to be slower in the future. Found a few Power Ranger toys. That one was still in box sealed. And then we got to meeting Josh Keaton, which was great. Had him sign a photo for me. It was Particular Spider-Man. It was great to meet him. We had a good chat with him. Finally got to meet Michael Copin. Still not sure how you say it. I had him sign my figure and the custom box. I know it's not a great picture, as best I can do. I actually gave him one just. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this trip. Long distance for kind of a short stay. It wasn't that big of an event this year for some reason. I feel like they had about the same number of guests, maybe a couple less. A lot of vendor tables are still open. You walk in and you felt this openness that I didn't feel last year, because there's not as much. So it definitely felt more open, which I can appreciate. But at the same time, I drove 3 hours one way to come to this event, and it was kind of a letdown this year. It was so much better last year. Things to consider: both Michael Capone and Jason Font were both, pretty late, but they had, Michael was telling me, he had to sleep on an airport floor last night because all the rooms were booked. He was routed through Charlotte on his flight, which was delayed. Then all the hotels were booked because of the Hurricane Helena. So yeah, just when they're late, we don't know the backstory on these things, guys, and I know it's frustrating. It was kind of frustrating for me when I walked in after driving 3 hours, and they weren't there. But they're human; they run into these things. And what I got to give all celebrity guests that kind of trudge through this is, we got to give them grace. They're pushing through. They could easily say, no, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna go home, back home. But they stay. They do the appearance. They meet the fans. They do it for the fans. And we should support them. So that's one thing that kind of stuck in my mind, because when I got there, I was kind of aggravated, because then I waited over an hour. Waited on Jason almost 2 hours. So that's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, they're human. They run into delays and such as we do. So I did get my custom figure signed and JSA authenticated, because you gotta love it when JSA is only $10 at the event. And I was kind of a little sneaky, which he signed it, just not there. I already had this signed, but I had it JSA authenticated as well. Hopefully they don't get too mad about that. But I did have them both sign the photo I got from Allison. You can see Jason's right there, and of course Michael right there. He made a comment that he was how much younger he was back then, and just was like, well, it was 25 years ago, brother. It happens to all of us. So got that, and if you follow me on Instagram, I got this already, but I met Josh Keaton, who man of many voices, and apparently many more voices that I didn't realize he did, of shows and such that I watched. He was so nice, so engaging. I even talked about how I met Will Friedle last year. He's good buddies with Will, and he even told me, he's like, yeah, I was on a couple episodes of Boy Meets World. It's where I got my star. I was like, what? I'm a Boy Meets World fan, and how did I not know this? So now I got to research. All right, guys. But yeah, I took some footage in there. There wasn't a lot to show. There's a lot of comic book vendors. I'm not a big comic book guy, so those areas were kind of crowded. I wasn't supposed to be recording in there anyway. I try to be kind of law-abiding, kind of. But I do have some good figures or shots of figures that I shot that was in there of vendors and such. A lot of it's the same stuff you see everywhere, crafts and stuff. So it's like, not trying to take away from them, but we see it every time we go. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this trip, guys. I got a 3-hour drive back home, and hopefully my grass is dry after 2 weeks of rain, that I can finally mow my yard, because it's getting atrocious. If you're liking the content, make sure you're subscribed and liking the videos. Definitely leave a comment. Talk to me. You can reach me on Instagram through Mid10Geek. All my socials are Mid10Geek. You can find me anywhere. But yeah, if you like this video, watch this one, and let me know in the comments what you think.